7.2 ratio and rate. Okay, this section is very simple. It may take like 5 minutes or less than 10. Okay, a ratio. Okay, ratio is a quotient or comparison of two quantities with the same unit. Okay, ratio. Okay, ratio is a fraction with the same unit. So the numerator and the denominators will be the same unit. Okay, rate. Okay, rate is a different unit. That's it. It's totally, that's simple. Okay, so we can do something like this. So like 3 feet. Okay, 3 feet and 3 feet over 8 feet. So this is a ratio. So you are comparing, two units with the same, two quantities with the same unit. So 3 feet over 8 feet. So this is equal to 3 over 8, right? Because the units are the same. So very simple. So when you write a ratio, then we can write it in 3 ways. So something like this. Let me try another one. So how about this? Okay, let me write ratio of 3 to 5. 3 and 5 will be the same unit, so you don't have to worry about the unit. You can just write in 3 different ways, like a 3 over 5. You can write it as a fraction. So as a fraction, you can write it 3 over 5. Or you can separate these numbers 3 and 5 by a column. So 3 colon 5. Or you can write it using the word 2. So you can write it as 3 to 5. So in most cases, we use this fraction. So when you use a ratio of A to B, then we use fraction A over B. Okay, so ratio of, so what if we have something like the ratio of A to B? Then we usually use a fraction. So that will be equal to A over B. A over B. Okay, and then the rate. Okay, rate is the comparison of two quantities with, this time, different units. So let's say you travel 200 miles in 6 hours. 200 miles in 6 hours. So we have different units, right? So you can write it as a fraction. So 200 miles goes to the numerator. And then 6 hours goes to the denominators. So this is similar to the ratio, but this one is using different units. Okay, then what if we divide 200 by 6? If we divide the numbers, then we call it unit rate. So unit rate is a rate in which the number in the denominator is 1. So always make the denominator 1. So something like this, So this is 200. What if you travel? Okay, let's say you traveled 180 miles in 3 hours. Then you can write it as 180 miles over 3 hours, right? 3 hours. So that means, okay, divide the number in the numerator, 180, by the number in the denominator. So it will be 60, right? 60. So you can write it as 60 miles over 1 hour. So the denominator became 1 hour. So this is same as what? 60 miles per hour, isn't it? 60 miles per hour. Per hour, right? Per hour. Okay, not enough space, so you can write it as what? 60 miles per hour. That is how we write it. So unit rate can be read as per, right? Per, and per means for each or for every. So 23 miles per hour. So you can write this as what? 23 miles per hour. So per means over, right? Over 1, right? Over 1. So you can write it over 1. Oh, this is gallons, sorry. 23 miles per gallon. So 23 miles over 1 gallon. Or you can write it as what? 23 miles per, we use slash as per gallon, right? Gallon. So this is the unit rate. And 65 miles per hour, that means 65 miles over 1 hour, right? 1 hour. Or you can write it as 65 miles per slash hour. And $4.78 per pound. Then you can write it as 4.78 over 1 pound. Or you can write it 4.78 slash pound, right? So that is the unit rate. So to get the unit rate, just divide. Okay, divide the number in the numerator by the number in the denominator. And the denominator will be only 1 unit, right? Unit. Okay, here a student received $57 for working 6 hours at the college bookstore. Okay, find the student's wage per hour. Here is wage per hour. Per hour means we have to change this one into a unit rate. So first write this rate as a fraction. So $57 per 6 hours, right? 6 hours. Okay, then what do? Divide the numerator by the number in the denominator. So 57 over 6 is, okay, it's not a perfect number, so 6, so there will be 6 times so 9.5. It's 9.5, right? So there becomes $9.5 per 1 hour, right? 1 hour. Okay, then finally what we have is, okay, so let me divide it. So in that case, what we do is, first of all, we will divide 57 by what? 6. So that will be equal to 9.5. So rewrite it, then it is $9.5 per 1 hour. So we change it to the unit rate. So the unit rate is 9. This is the unit rate, right? Unit rate. So which means $9.5 is the wage per hour. So the student wage is what? $9.5 per hour. Simple, isn't it? So that's all about this section.